Hi folks, so last week we saw a playthrough of the exploration scenario from the Elden Ring Weeping Peninsula set, and this week we're going to be seeing one of the dungeons for the game, the Morne Tunnel. So that's going to be our first playthrough on the dungeon situation, so you get to see a little bit of different types of combats and the first boss fight. This is our second playthrough ever, following the exploration one, so again, I would like to thank you for all the comments that you guys did, and please continue to give comments and talk about other elements you would like to see in the board game. We'll be doing a review very soon because I know some of you have been asking for that. And without further ado, let's go for the playthrough. So to get started, I have the board right here. I also have the two boards, as you can see. I had to kind of like remove a few of the cards so you get to see the two boards we're going to be playing with. So one is for the astrologer and the other one is for the bandit. So that's continuing our previous playthrough. For the dungeon, this is going to be the setup. So there's a little bit of a story here. We're going to be actually going through the dungeon, which is called Morne Tunnel. And this dungeon is composed of two rounds. We have round 1 and round 2. Round 2, it seems we're going to fight two bosses. And then round 1, depending on the number of players, we're going to set up the enemies here with a different configuration. And then, as you can see, the board is composed of all of the 4 encounter books put together, so you have kind of a larger board. All right, so first we're gonna do the setup. Here and here. This one is D, this one is C. And then Misbegotten M is gonna be here with its corresponding letter. The bandit here. And then the astrologer, I'm gonna try placing it here. Here I have all of the misbegotten cards for the marching order, and also one for the bandit and one for the astrologer. We also get this extra card which explains kind of like specific rules for movement. We're gonna shuffle and we're gonna deal our marching order. So our marching order will be, we start with the winged misbegotten, then we're gonna get the 2 tarnished plus 2 misbegotten. Since we placed the astrologer on the repositioning lane, I'm going to be able to swap these so I can start with the astrologer. I'm going to start by using the glintstone arc. I'm going to draw 1 card. We get 2 symbols, so this means we do 2 damage. Unfortunately, this card had a combo symbol, so I could be comboing more glintstone arcs or cards with that symbol. Since I can't, my second action, because I don't have another combo card, so I'm going to use an ambush shard. So we're going to use this one, draw another card. This time we're going to do 1 more damage, so that brings us to a total of 3. And the winged misbegotten has 5 health points. So we're halfway there. And for our third action, we will be playing another combat card. And this time we're going to draw another card. So we have 2 common symbols. And we're also going to be using the special ability of the astrologer, which is called Cosmic Sequence. And what it does is when this tarnished plays their 3rd combat card on this turn, they may treat any attribute card drawn as having an additional common symbol. So this means it's as if we have 3 here. So 3 plus the 3 that we already have as damage, it means the winged misbegotten is defeated, so we can remove it from the board. So that was our third action. And before I forget, we have to reduce the FP cost for the 3 cards. So here we have a total of 4 FP, so we're going to reduce 4 points. There you go, we have only 1 FP point left. Next we would have the turn for the winged misbegotten, but since this one was defeated, then we're going to be playing with the bandit, which was going to be the next character to play. For the bandit then, I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And for the attack, we're going to start using the retreating strike. So I'm going to play this card, and that's because we are at the same lane of this enemy. I'm going to draw 1 attribute card that gives us 1 symbol, so we do 2 damage. So 2 damage here. This misbegotten has 5 health points as well. And you know what? I think I'm going to do backstab as well. So I will use backstab. And we're going to draw another card. Oh, nice. So we have another symbol. So that means we do 1 damage for the enemy, so total of 3. And then my last action will be to draw another card. Here we get Trust. And because our special ability for this character is if you do damage in one turn, you can play another action, so you can do a free action. I will be using this card as an attack card for the free action. We draw another card. That gives us another common symbol, so we do one more damage to a total of 4. That's it. Now it's going to be the enemy's turn. So Misbegotten C will move 1, 2. Then it's going to attack this character for 3 damage as a defense card, not just as the block points. Draw one attribute card. We get this symbol, so this means we do 1 damage, but we can also use the special effect. This Tarnished may spend 1 FP to reduce the damage by 1. I'm not sure we're gonna do that, so we're gonna reduce by 1, so we're gonna take 2 damage. Let me reduce here from the health dial, there you go. Then the enemy is gonna move this way, so it's gonna go here, and then it would go here. So since it can't go here, it's gonna go here, because for the Misbegotten, whenever they would cross the border and stay, and not actually cross the border, they go on the opposite one. So that's where this character would go. Then for Misbegotten D, it's gonna move left. Then it would attack. It can't attack because there is no target, so it's gonna go down here, and then next it's gonna go down here in this place. There you go. That's it for the Winged Misbegotten. The turn ended, so we're gonna reshuffle the marching order. Gonna draw the cards again. So the new order is gonna be the Astrologer, followed by 2 Misbegotten, followed by the Bandit. Since we're gonna be fighting a boss very soon, what I think I will do is use first 1 action to draw my cards. For the Astrologer, I'm gonna start by drawing cards. So here I got some new cards. I got the Glintstone Arc and Arcane Preparations. I'm gonna be using the Arcane Preparation in order to gain 1 FP. And my third action is gonna be to use the Glintstone Arc. And my last action is gonna be to discard 1 card to gain another FP. That way I can use more spells next turn. Now we're gonna be getting Misbegotten D. So this character is gonna move left and then left. It will attack for 3 damage. I have 1 card for defense. I think I will use this one. And we're gonna draw an attribute card. So we'll be preventing 1 damage. So we get 2 damage, so only 1 health left. We need to heal soon. Then the enemy continues by moving this way and then this way. Next we have the Bandit. The Bandit is on the same lane, so I think that's a good thing. I'm gonna be drawing cards. No, we got only defense cards. That's not good. I think I'll use first the parry as a free action. So discard, and draw a combat card. We got 1, so we got backstab, so that was it was a free action, so we don't need to worry about it. So first action will be to use the backstab. I'm gonna draw 1 attribute card. Nice, we got 2 common symbols, so we get to do 2 damage to the Misbegotten. There you go. For my second action, I will draw 1 more card. That's Trust, so I will use this one. Draw another attribute card, get a common symbol, so we do 1 more damage. That brings us to 3 damage. This Misbegotten has 3 health, so therefore it's killed. We can take it out of the board. Now for the third action, I will discard 1 card to do a light attack. I will draw 1 attribute card, and when you do a light attack, you just do the number of damage based on the number of symbols. So here I would do 2 damage. Since the enemy has 4 damage already, and it has 5 health points, it means this guy also gets defeated. So we remove it from the board. That's good, so we finished our first part of the dungeon, round 1. Next, we're gonna place round 2. So we're gonna be adding 2 scaly misbegotten. The bosses have some specific rules. Like if we have a Murmurings of the Crown, which we do, it applies an effect where the misbegotten are not going to be resolving any movement during the turn we decide to use the card. So that's kind of a power up we have. For special rules, they have separate deck cards, and we draw 2 cards, which you can read here. And they're going to attack twice per turn. So that's going to be pretty heavy. Few new components you're gonna find here. First are the dials. So each boss has a health dial. And then we have the cards here for the enemies, the marching order and their behavior cards. That's A and B. You will see that one has kind of different colors, and that's because Mariana is painting them. I'm gonna show them from here because I don't want to spoil the fun, but she's painting them, so they're gonna look awesome. Next, we're gonna be drawing the marching order. So we're gonna take 2 cards from one, 2 cards from the other. We're gonna shuffle with the tarnished cards, and that's gonna be our marching order. So we're gonna start with the bandit, then we're gonna go to scaly misbegotten, astrologer, and then 3 turns in a row where the boss is gonna be attacking. That's gonna be pretty heavy. Since the astrologer is in the repositioning lane, what I think I will do is try to just switch, so we get the bandit and the astrologer to play, and then we have 4 enemy attacks. That's what we're gonna do. And I will wait for the right moment, if there is one, to use the Murmurings of the Crown card I have. First, I'm gonna start by drawing new cards, so that's my first action. That's good. I have 2 attack cards. That's really good. We have Deft and Retreating Strike +1. I will start by using a Retreating Strike. I have only 1 symbol, so I'm gonna do 1 damage. We're gonna just reduce here on the dial. Action 3 will be to use a Deft attack. Again, we're gonna draw an attribute card. We get this symbol, so that means we do 2 more damage. Now we have a free action. What I will use as a free action, because I dealt damage this turn, is gonna be to draw from the combat deck. I'm gonna reshuffle since I don't have any more cards. They're all on the discard pile. And then I'm gonna draw, I have 2 cards, so I'm gonna draw 2. That's it for this character. Now we're gonna be playing with the astrologer. For the astrologer, we already have 1 card, so what I will do is I'm gonna be preparing myself. So I'm gonna draw more cards. I'm supposed to draw 4 cards. And since I don't have them anymore because they're all on this discard pile, I'm gonna shuffle. All right, draw 1 more. Action 2 will be to use the flask to recover my HP. I'm gonna bring it back to 5 health. So that's action 2. Action 3, what I will do, I think I'm just gonna move 1 to the back. There you go. Now it's gonna be the misbegotten. So we're gonna start with B, moving 3 to the left. So 1, 2, 3. Then it will attack 3 spaces for 4 damage. In this case, for 4 damage, that's substantial amount. I think I will just discard the 4 cards. I don't want to risk taking damage right at the beginning of the combat, so I'm discarding the 4. Each one has 1 symbol for block, so 4 block damage. That's good. Next, A is gonna do this, so it would go here. So it can't, because it can't go up on top of another miniature, so it will stay. It will do damage on 3 spaces here. There's no one there, so no damage taken. Then it's gonna move 1 this way and then 1 this way. Next, it's gonna move to the right, but we have a miniature, so it can't move to the right. Then it will do damage on these 3 spaces and stop attacking. It will do 4 damage total. We are a little bit in trouble with our friend here, but let's start with the bandit. So for the bandit, I'm gonna use this one. So for this one, we draw an attribute card. There you go. That's nice. So we only take 2 damage, and then we can move the character. I'm gonna move it this way. And I can also draw a combat card, because that's the effect of the card. I'm gonna draw another one. Actually, because we're in stand fast, I forgot, but we could have drawn 2 cards and check which one was better and then use it. In this case, doesn't make any difference because this one was better anyways. I'm just gonna reshuffle because the deck is empty. So the bandit's health is reduced by 2. And then for the last attack, we're gonna get this one moving like this and then like this. And it will do a line attack for 4. Thankfully, we have 4 cards. So I only have 1 health left. So I'm gonna actually use the 4 cards. Oh, that's actually a very tough combat. Let's see how we can do this, because, you know, if I take a little bit more damage, that's it. We can still use the Stake of Marika cards to kind of like prevent this from happening, but I wanted to try to not use them. All of the 4 attacks have finished. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw 2 more cards for the marching order for one, 2 for the other, plus our tarnished. We're gonna shuffle these cards. And our new marching order is gonna be this one. We're gonna have the astrologer attacking, followed by 4 enemy attacks, and then the bandit. That's gonna be rough. Let's start then with the astrologer. We will draw cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use the ambush card. That's gonna be action 1. I can choose because it has kind of the blue background, so I can hit any of the 3 spaces, so I'll decide to hit this one. We're gonna reduce the FP cost to 2. There you go. Draw another card. We have 2 common symbols, which means we do 2 damage to this one. I'm gonna reduce the health by 2. There you go. So this one has 6, this one has 10. Next, let's have a look at the other cards from the astrologer. We only have defense cards. For our third action, I'm just gonna stay where I am. I have kind of a bad vibe for the bandit. I think the bandit could get killed in this turn, but we will see. So next we get the Scaly Misbegotten A. So this character will move this way. So going here. Then it will do damage on these squares, kind of like a 3x3. So it will hit the astrologer for 3. Let's see if we can defend from that. I will use the focus defense first. Let's draw 1 attribute card. Okay, so we get to reduce 1, and then since we triggered the effect, if we pay 1 FP, we can also reduce the damage by 1. I think I will just take 2 damage. There you go. That's it for its first attack. The enemy is gonna move here and then here. There you go. Now for the second attack, it will move here and here. Then it will attack on a line. It doesn't hit anyone. And then it moves this way. So that's it for A. Now we're gonna do the 2 attacks for B. It's supposed to move here, but it can't. So it will do an attack on these 3 spaces. So it does hit the astrologer again. I was not expecting the astrologer to get hit that much. It does 4 damage. What I will do is just use again another defense card. We're gonna draw 2. Choose which one we want. In this case, I'm gonna discard this one and use this one. So with this, it means I can reduce the damage by 2. I'm left with 1 health point. And the last attack, the enemy is supposed to move here, but it can't. And it will do a 3x3 attack. So it will hit again the astrologer. Well, I'm gonna use this card to defend. Let's take the last attribute card. Okay, that gives us a common symbol, which means we're able to reduce the damage by 1. So we receive 2 damage, which means the astrologer is dead. So contrary to my bet that it was gonna be the bandit, it's actually the astrologer. So we're gonna spend 1 Marika card, so this card. I'm gonna place the astrologer here. And since the astrologer played on the marching order, then we're gonna be playing with the bandit now. That's gonna be the last character to play to end this turn. So we're gonna move 1, 2. I'm gonna be using the deft attack. Place it here. Draw 1 card. That's good, so we do 2 damage. So that gets to 6, 5, 4. And since we dealt damage this turn, we can also play another card as a free action. I will use this one, in which if we get this symbol, we increase the damage to 3. We didn't get. So we do 1 more damage, so that brings to a total of 3. So that's gonna be it. Now we're gonna be reshuffling the marching order and redistributing the cards. Since both enemy decks are done, I'm gonna just reshuffle each deck separately, place the cards here. Now let's grab new cards, 2 here and 2 here. So our new marching order will be an enemy followed by the bandit, followed by 2 enemy attacks, astrologer, and then another attack from the enemy. So B will move 1, 2, 3. Then it will attack the astrologer. The astrologer is in bad luck right now. Since we used the Stake of Marika, our character's health and all the components got switched back to its original numbers. Oh, I forgot to shuffle the attributes. 1, 2, 3, 4. So get 4 cards. I will discard the 3 cards for a total of 3 blocks, so we take only 1 damage. So let's put it here on the discard. Set the dials, now we have 4 health. Next, it's gonna be the bandit. We're gonna start by moving 1, then we're gonna use trust. So we're gonna do 2 damage. Then we're gonna use the other card as the 3rd action. Draw another attribute. We do 1 more damage. And finally, as a free action, I will draw 4 cards. Next, it's Misbegotten A's turn. Just gonna move here. It will do a 3x3 attack. And I will use these 2 cards for a total block of 3, so we take no damage at all. Then it will move this way, so it would move kind of like here. And then 1 more this way. Next, it's gonna be Misbegotten B. It's gonna move here and here. And then it will do a line attack. Doesn't hit anyone. Now it's gonna be the astrologer's turn. We're gonna start by drawing up to 4 cards. Move 1 here, and we're gonna do an attack. Here we have 3 cards that have the combo symbol, so we're gonna kind of use that and try to do as much damage as we can, because when you use combo symbols, it's still within 1 action. So I'm gonna start by using this one. We'll reduce the FP to 4. I will choose to hit this enemy since it has only 3 health left. Let's draw 1 card. So we get 1 damage. Then we're gonna do, so we reduce to 2. We will use another one, and oh, we get 2 symbols, so we do 2 more damage. We're gonna just reduce also the FP. Here you go. So this one is defeated. We get to defeat Misbegotten B. Oof, that was a tough fight. With the 2 opponents, it gets really, really tough. And that's it for the astrologer. I'll leave it here. Next, it would be Misbegotten A. So this character will move here. Then it will attack 3 squares. So it will hit this character. We have only 2 cards we could use the block, so we're gonna use both. I'm gonna reduce the damage to 2, so we have a total of 2 health. That was the end of the turn. So we're gonna restart the marching order for the next turn. And this is gonna be it. So we're gonna start with the Misbegotten, then go for the bandit, Misbegotten, and astrologer. So the astrologer is gonna move 3 to the right. Then it will attack these 3 nodes for 4 damage. We have the bandit, and we have 2 cards, and the bandit has 1 health. So that's gonna be kind of tough. I don't see how we can block all the damage, so this character is defeated. I'm gonna be using the Stake of Marika to revive this character and then shuffle all the decks and everything. This time I'm gonna be placing the character in this node. Because the bandit was defeated, now it's gonna be the Misbegotten turn. Because I don't want to have the astrologer defeated this turn, I'm gonna be using my Murmurings of the Crown, so I don't move the character. So it will skip all of the movements on this card, that you see right here, and it will just do this part, which is essentially doing a line attack for 4 damage. That will be on the bandit, and we're gonna just get 4 cards. because we just refreshed this character. And for me, what I will do is I will just use the 4 cards to block all the 4 damage. Next, it's gonna be the astrologer. So for the astrologer, we're gonna draw the cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's gonna be action 1. Action 2 will be to move 1 node to the right. And we're gonna start by using the ambush shard here for the cost of 1 FP. I'm gonna reduce it by 1. We're gonna draw an attribute card. We have 1 of intelligence. So if the enemy is in the back row, increase this damage to 2 and add stagger to the effects once per attack. So that doesn't happen. We're gonna change the health of the monster for 6 points. So that's gonna be action 2. Action 3, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna use another ambush shard. We're gonna draw another card. This time we have a common symbol. So we're gonna do 1 more damage, bring it to 5, and that's gonna be the end of the turn. All right, so this is the new marching order. So we're gonna start with the bandit, then astrologer, and then 2 enemy attacks. Hopefully we can kill it before it gets to the enemy attacks. For the bandit, we're gonna start with the first action by drawing cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice, we have 2 that actually do an attack. What I will do is I'm gonna spend 1 card to do a light attack. So let's flip 1 attribute. We do 1 damage, so that brings health to 4. Next, we're gonna use the deft attack. Draw another card. We do 2 more damage, so brings us to 2. And to finalize, since I have a free action with the bandit, I will use the last card to do another attack, and then we do 2 damage, so we defeat the Scaly Misbegotten. There you go. Done. Now that we defeated it, we're gonna go to the round table hold, and if the scenario is completed, it tarnished gains 5 ruins, and then retrieve card 9 from the vault and the iron cleaver from the armory. So we're gonna get another weapon that we can use on our characters. I really like the dungeon scenario. You get to see a little bit how when you're fighting like very weak enemies, it's quite easy to defeat them, but when you get into a boss scenario, it can get very tricky, and you have to really play well, strategize, and think about every single element in order to defeat the bosses without using all of your stake of mark. Leave some comments of like other things you would like to see on the playthrough. Like, would you like to see it done in a different way? What did we forgot about talking or showing? Let us know in the comments. And if you can, like the video and subscribe to Tabletop Duo. That will help reaching more people, and you get also your latest updates for whenever a new video that we have comes up. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Bye.